So you think it's a piece of history that's gone forever?
I feel it. I
Yeah.
feel it is, but I try to have hope, that they can actually find a way to bring it back somehow, but it wouldn't be the same.
Troopers, I'm here with Lori and her husband Rhett. These two individuals have a history with Louisiana plantations. Tell us about why are you connected to the plantations in Louisiana?
We actually both grew up together on residence dairy plantations. My great grandparents and my grandparents and all of my great uncles and all actually worked at residence dairy plantation.
As we know, we just experienced a great loss here in Louisiana. One of our grandest and most well-known plantation experienced a fire and burned down completely.
Yes, Nottoway Plantation.
Are you familiar with Nottoway Plantation?
Oh yes, we've spent going there for years, and it was really heartbreaking to find out that it had first, when it first started, I found out about the fire. It was on the south side of the plantation, and it was horrified when I heard that. And then when they contained it, and then I was like, oh man, hopefully they can, fix it. And the next thing you know, it caught fire, reunited like around 6 o'clock. And I was like, oh my God, like this is like real, like it's really going to be gone. I was just so heartbroken. I was actually in tears.
We spent weekends there with
Yes,
our kids.
So you guys have actually stayed on that,
We actually
on the
stayed
ground.
We stayed in the house.
The house.
In the Emily.
We actually had the privilege to stay in the Emily and
Randolph.
And those were those were what rooms? They were just
That was
nice.
a
Emily
suite
and John Dolph,
on the second
John
floor.
Randolph suite
Yeah, on the second
Okay.
floor.
It was just wonderful. Like we'd bring our kids there for birthdays. The kids loved
We had
it.
plenty. Three or four of our
It was
kids
just
had their
unique.
birthdays
I
there.
mean, who gets to sleep in a plantation?
What advice do you have to people that are grieving the loss of that plantation?
It's just, I know we have to move forward. We got to pray for the things that happens with it. I'm just thankful that they still have cottages, and maybe it'll still be a venue. And I know God works out in mysterious ways to fix things and maybe come back in a different view.
So some people are actually rejoicing that this plantation is burned down, and they're glad it's gone. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because they don't actually know the true history of the place, and I just think that if they would know the true history of the place and just read details and just actually get to know it instead of believing what they think, and like I don't think they really learn, the history.
Well, what is the history of the place?
The history of the place is, I think, their ancestors. They should be more appreciative of what the ancestors have done for this place, because without the ancestors have done in this place, it's still here. I mean, that's amazing that it's still here after all these years of 160 something years of being there this long. And, I think they should take pride in the work that they've done to it to keep it this long. I mean, it really breaks my heart that they feel that way about it. And I just think their ancestors would really be upset with them right now.
What do you have to say to the people, maybe to help them understand the way you feel? What would you say to all those people rejoicing?
Okay, I understand you have your own opinion, and that's fine. But if I had my own opinion at one time, because my grandparents were actually lived and worked on plantations, and actually once I got into the history of it and learned about the history of what they've done and all the respect that the plantation holders held for those people, that if it wouldn't be for them, they wouldn't have what they have today. And I think they should be appreciated and looked into more about the history of things, because it's not all what you think it is.
Take pride
to
in
be.
their history.
Take pride.
There we go. Well, thank you guys for talking to me. I was interested to hear what people thought about this place.
Yes.